Hi, this is a quick demo of registering a subject, and we'll also go into enrolling a subject into a study, all through a test user account and test studies here on the production SCTR environment. SCTR stands for the System for Collaborative Translational Research. It's in use at the Hospital for Special Surgery in New York. Upon logging in, we're presented with the study home for this particular user. This user happens to be able to have coordinator rights. They can register candidates and also enroll them in specific studies. In this case, we have one study allocated to ourselves. It's a test study. Where I want to register a subject, I just go to registration, select the practice for which we're registering. Again, we only have one test practice. And then enter the basic information for the candidate. We'll go ahead and do George Costanza here. What is George's middle name? Lewis, I believe. We'll use the actor's real date. And let's see, male, marital status, single, of course, almost married, white. And his occupation, he had so many, including architect and so on, marine biologist, but we'll say assistant to traveling secretary, Yankees. It's actually too long. That's believable. We'll just say assistant. We've got some more demographic information, some home address information. Let's see, what is it? 129 West 81st Street. Oh, let's just say apartment 609. Of course, I'm making all this up. New York. Really don't need to say that, but what was it? And I guess we'll use the Yankees address for that. Right at the Yankee Stadium. Good. We'll skip all this other stuff, I think. Give George a Gmail address. Go to next. Here's where we confirm the data entry that it looks good. And just say finish. So now we're assigned an actual subject ID and denote the subject's name and note that they've been registered. We can go on further and say if we want to go right into a study and assign them to a study or enroll them, or we can go on and register another subject. We use the term subject here broadly, but obviously most people would be referring to patients. I'll go ahead and assign them to a study. So here, the subject, we'll assign them to the one study we have access to, the test, and we'll make their study, their status actually enrolled. The implication here being that for the study, and I think the test one is kind of vague, we keep it real limited, but the implication being that they met both inclusion criteria and also signed the consent to be enrolled. But on this test case, we don't have anything like that set up, so it's relatively boring. And that's about it. We can move on from there to actually adding data for the subject and moving right into it for setup. But we'll stop here. That's about it. Lots of other features, but that gives you a good idea for how registration works for SCTR.